We're
live.
In. Oh, we are.
We're live. Hello, everyone. Hello. Again, this is Leon Seaman, Executive Director at Adventure Theater MTC, and I have my friend, Sarah Kaplan. Hi, say
Good
hi,
afternoon.
Sarah.
Hi, how is everyone?
Exhausted, but excited.
You're doing great. Keep it up. This is fantastic.
Have you been watching?
I've been watching periodically. I wish I could say that I've been watching intently this entire time, but you know, I've been checking in here and there.
The important part is did you see the penguin pajamas?
I did not. I missed that.
So you have to go back to the 4 a.m. karaoke.
All right,
where
I'm going
singing,
back. I'm writing it down.
Yes, it's a Jewish penguin because I'm singing Tevye from Fiddler on the Roof in a penguin pajamas.
That's fantastic. Well, I mean, on the heels of Purim, that makes sense, right? That's awesome.
You want to tell us, so you're also a sponsor, so you want to tell us a little bit about your company?
Sure. Thank you, Leon. So my name is Sarah Kaplan, and I'm the managing partner of Kaplan Financial Group and Kaplan Benefits Group. We are a financial planning, investment, and insurance advisory company, and also employee benefits, consulting, and brokerage. And we've been in the DC metro area now for just a little over 42 years. Clearly, that was not all me. The founding partner of our company, she likes to say we're sisters, but she's actually my mother. Candy Kaplan founded the company back in the late 70s, and we've been really fortunate to expand our practice to include a number of partners in the firm and work with a myriad of families, individuals, and companies across the DC metro area and the country, and frankly, a few international as well. So we have a love for theater baked into the heart of our company, and we have tried to support Adventure Theater as much as we can. My family has been a huge supporter and fan of Adventure Theater and everything you do, frankly, since I was a kid. So the opportunity for me to bring my children to Adventure Theater and participate in the activities that you all have to offer was really exciting. And we just had to participate in the Stream-a-thon because we love Adventure Theater so much and want to make sure that we continue keep the party going.
All right. I so much there. So first of all, I'm so excited. I'm a father of 3 daughters. And to have your company as a role model of a second generation woman-led financial management company, which is like rare, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So funny enough, I was a musical theater nerd growing up and thought that I wanted to be in some kind of musical theater production. Some of my friends from childhood went on to do much more interesting things musically or theatrically than I did. But I have found that being a financial advisor puts me in a role where 90% of what I do is education. And so just helping people understand more about their financial situation, more about financial products and financial terminology. It's been an honor for me to work with our clients for almost 20 years now.
Wow.
And I've had
since you were 16.
Yes, exactly. I've had the extraordinary opportunity to do it with one of my all-time favorite people, who happens to be my mother. So she's one of the leaders of financial planning in the area, especially in this area geographically. And she sat for her certified financial planner designation with me on her lap in a time when women weren't doing that. So she was an incredible role model.
Favorite show you've seen at Adventure?
So it would have to be Blueberries with Sal, only because "It's a Moose" has become a standard phrase in my household.
Uncle Moose made a cameo last night. I don't know if you saw that, the Michael Bobbitt section.
So. Fantastic. "It's a Moose" has become a standard phrase in my household. So while there are other ones, we are a huge Elephant and Piggy family. So loved seeing the Elephant and Piggy show, but I think for us, Blueberries with Sal would have to be just for "It's a Moose."
So besides donating to Adventure Theater, what's one piece of advice that you have for families during COVID?
One piece of advice that I have for families during COVID. Is this theater related? Is it financial?
Financial.
Financially related during COVID. Well, there's a lot there. I would say if I had to pick one thing is that I feel like people are spending money very differently right now. and businesses and individuals alike. So I would encourage everyone not to assume that this is the way it will be forever, and to think about intentionally re-engaging back in their lives and making sure that they're financially prepared to do so. So some people are spending less now because they're not going out to restaurants or taking vacations. Some people are spending more because they're relying on childcare they wouldn't otherwise. And so having a plan for re-engaging with the world when we all emerge from our cocoons, and making that intentional and not reactive, I think is time well spent, even if it's just a few minutes sitting down with those in your household who you can discuss those types of matters with.
Thank you. And again, this is a fundraiser today. So if you're able, we've got only $14,000 left to go. Like I was just telling Sarah before we went live, like it's like we're so close. I can feel it. So if you can make a donation, you can do that by texting adventure to 56651. I can also tell you that the auction is heating up. So if you want one of those trips, don't wait. The North Carolina one is gone. Like somebody hit the buy it now, so it's gone. So don't wait. If you're excited about something on the auction, go for it. So I think we're ready for our first video segment. We ready to watch?
Fantastic. Let's do it.
Let's bring it up. I think we've got Aaron Quill again with another special guest.
Never mind. Hello, Adventure Theater. This is a very special Mixing It Up with Aaron Quill, because I have one of my favorite people, literally one of my favorite people on the planet, my friend, Rizwan Manji. Yes, your parents are freaking out right now because they watched the show that you're a little bit too young for, called Schitt's Creek. But Riz and I have been friends for a long time, and he's done a bunch of other projects, and he actually has a genius announcement to make. So we're very excited. So this is like hot off the presses. So ladies and gentlemen and children of all ages, please welcome my friend Rizwan Manji.
Hello, you're also one of my favorite people, so yay, I'm so happy to be here.
Very exciting time right now.
Yes, so it just got announced that I'm gonna be part of this DC Comics TV show, which is a sequel to a movie that hasn't come out yet called Suicide Squad.
Oh, right.
And there's an HBO Max series called The Peacemaker, which is John Cena's character. And I play the character of Jamil, which I can't really talk about, but I'm excited because I am working during this pandemic, which is insanity. But yeah.
You know what? And you're working with John Cena, who I love so much. I love him.
He's so fun. He's so funny. That's really the surprise. I mean, I saw him in Amy Schumer's movie. That was the first time I seen him act, which was I don't remember the name of that movie, but he was so funny in that movie. And you're like, oh, this guy is like, he's.
Did you see him in the one he did with Sarayu?
Yes, my friends. Yes, Blockers. He was so good in that too.
He was hilarious in that. I said to Chil at that point, I was like, oh my God, I'm a lifelong fan now. I did not know he was this funny.
He really, that kind of timing, you can't really teach that. So he's definitely got it.
See, that's great. So now you've worked with like the Levies, who best of the best, timing wise, like no other, you've worked with that entire Schitt's Creek crowd. Yes. And now we've got the king of timing, John Cena.
Yes.
So what is it like being one of the very few consistent comedic actors? And not only on top of that, you're an actor of color. What is that like?
It's interesting to reflect on this, which I've been doing lately because I've been doing this now for like 20 some odd years.
I know.
And all of a sudden I've been reflecting on it, and people are asking about that. And I never thought about it before, but it was it was a different world 20 years ago. It wasn't like, so I'm very grateful for all the stuff that's happening now, and I'm excited to be working, which is what I always wanted to. I just want to be able to like support myself and my family. That's what I want to be as an actor. Do you know what I mean? I want this to be a career. And 20 years ago, it didn't feel like it was a possibility. Like we were getting very few and far between things. There was many of us, and we had like maybe one cab driver role that we could all go out and audition for. So to see where it's come from 20 years ago, I definitely feel grateful that I've been able to, stick with it, as a lot of people haven't. They sort of were like, I can't do this anymore, and it's been tough. I don't know necessarily if we're fully where we need to be, but we're definitely, I hope, in the right direction.
I don't think we ever get to where we fully need to be.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a misnomer, that like we're one day going to wake up and be like, the
And all
world
of
is
a sudden, everything
perfect.
is amazing. Yeah.
That's great. I
Yeah.
think there's always going to be, because I think that's when you become an actor, you get excited about new stuff, and like
right.
time change and terminology changes, and what was acceptable before is not acceptable now.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell younger actors, I think, a lot of times, what it took for you to get here, because this is not your first day at the rodeo, my friend. You really, I mean, you pushed the envelope, but you always were creating small projects for yourself, right? Small video.
Like we definitely, like we shot. Funny, we shot a movie in mini DV. I don't know if everybody remembers what. None of these people are gonna know what mini DV is, but it literally was like you had a camcorder and a cassette this size, and we shot like a full length movie, like an hour and a half movie, and we had like 70 of these like little mini DV tapes that we had to edit from, and we just created it because we were like, look, we're not getting the work that we want to get, so let's just make it on our own. We had like no budget. We ended up selling the movie, which was amazing at the time. And so, yeah. And then, making these shorts, like I think that's the thing that got me through, was when the work was few and far between, I was able to do these other projects. And also, to be perfectly honest, theater was where I could, get roles that were more meatier than I was getting on television and film initially. So being able to do Shakespeare, and being able to, I played Tartuffe on a national, like that was happening imagine that was happening in theater, but like not at all happening anywhere on TV and film. So, it was definitely what got me through to at least make me be able to be here for this long.
Yeah. And I remember, so for those of you who don't know, Riz and I did a movie together, and that's actually how we met.
Yes.
And that film, I actually co-wrote the screenplay for. It was based on a play I had been in, and when you're doing an independent movie, you're like, who can do what? And so you came in now, and I will tell the story. It's no shade to the actor we wrote it for, but we wrote it with a character completely in mind, like an actor that was completely. And then you came in. And then the door closed, and I said, well, that's it. That's it. And everybody was like, but we wrote it for, and I was like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because he is amazing. I was like, he is amazing. We need to write more for him. He has so much talent. And they were all looking at me like, well, he was good, but we really wrote it for, and I was like, it doesn't matter.
You're awesome. That was, first of all, again, movies where there's a camaraderie, and we're all in this sort of like doing this, like low budget movie together. You kind of want to make sure that you're having fun, and you're doing all that. And it was such a great experience. And like, it was such a great cast that got together to do it. It was such an amazing, I don't know, it was so much fun. So thank you so much.
And but that was one of the first times that I said, I think out loud, something that I've always thought, but I just said it out loud. I was like, so the film was called The Mikado Project. And, the playwrights had an initial idea that it was based on Asian American theater companies who had kind of come up through the 60s and 70s and the struggles that they follow. And I remember when they were talking about it, I after you left, they said, but it's supposed to be an Asian American. I'm like, he is Asian. And I said, if we're going to be an Asian theater company on screen, we have to represent the diaspora.
The larger, yeah.
I said, it's not just East Asian. There's so much more. If you look at a map, everything almost is labeled Asia except for Europe.
Yeah. and it's funny because you probably get this, especially at commercial auditions. They put like, what's your ethnicity? And for the longest time, I felt uncomfortable putting Asian American because I was like, that's not what they think that I am. Now, because of the inclusiveness of it, that's what I put. There was no, I would put other, and they were like, what is, but I am Asian American. And now that's the thing, is like, I feel included now. So now I'm able to like, right? So it's a two-way process. So yeah, it definitely is that.
Right. I remember I asked a different actor, similar background, and I said, would you come on my Asian American panel at BroadwayCon? And he was like, oh, I'm not comfortable with that. And I was like, oh, okay. And we had a conversation like a couple of months later, and I was like, you realize that where I'm coming from is that I'm not just showing East Asian faces. You know, there's diaspora and there's inclusion. And I said, and where we begin is where we have to go. Like we have to begin as we mean to go. That's so right. We have to continue on with this and show people like, yes, there should be people that look like you. There should be people that look like me. There should be people that look like Parv, and you know,
absolutely.
It can't be so like, you don't look like my grandma. So look, guess what? I don't look like anybody's grandma. So
bring me back. Remember? Hello, everybody. We had a little pause because we were looking at our numbers, and we're getting closer and closer. So I believe we have an announcement for another donor. Leon, you want to take that?
Yes. We just got a large donation from my parents, Dan and Ruth Seaman. Thank you very much for your donation and pledge. We really appreciate it. We are now at $87,000 plus on our goal to $100,000. We are going to get there. I'm feeling the momentum now.
Let's go. Let's go. Look, I've been up for I have been on stream in front of people for 26 hours. Y'all better show up. Come on now. Come on. Donate. Donate, donate, donate. I hope you have
been through so many hats. You have to donate.
All of those hats. Again, text adventure to 56651. That's adventure to 56651. I hope you are enjoying this interview with Rizwan Manji, who is, the star of great shows and fun shows like Schitt's Creek, amongst many, 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 many other things. And of course, they just announced that he's going to. I know, they just announced he's going to be in the DC universe. So I was like, all right, dude, he's great. And I've known him since the first movie that I directed, actually, he was in. And he was phenomenal. So that they were just talking about that story. So please, donate, donate, donate. I'm clicking on some of the comments. If you have any questions, yes, Danielle, I know Rizwan is awesome, isn't he? Woohoo! So please, 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 please donate. As you can see, there's many, many people who've come out who has been here for us, who is reminding you how important adventure theater is to the community, and all the things that we do. We make sure that your stories are being told, that we show the diversity of your stories. We are in the Spanish community, and we're working really hard to make sure that we have really firm roots there. We're working for you and your family to get stories for you, by you, and hopefully change your hearts and minds as we go through this process. So please, please, please donate. Text adventure to 56651. That's adventure to 56651. And let's get the second episode segment up for Rizwan's interview with Erin Quill. These are long time friends who are talking to each other, having some fun.
Now, the first show you did that I remember you being a series regular on was Outsourced.
Yes.
Which was huge.
It's interesting to look back on that as well, because that was like a decade ago.
Right.
And it was when people were still watching television live, which we don't do anymore. Like it was on network, and we're still watching TV shows live. And I remember our premiere, we got like almost 8 million people, which at that time they were like, oh, that's not even that big, because there was like 16 million people watching like another show. But like to think now what people watch live, it's so minimal. But like, yeah, it ended up being really quite an experience. Again, with like it was very, all the most of the characters were South Asian. And so having that camaraderie and just feeling like we were like developing something for our community, and it was just so much fun. I miss it. I miss it so much.
And I think the thing is, like, and not that you only want to work with one kind of people, or, like, because I've done the Asian shows, the Asian musicals. Yeah. And it's not that you like them more or less than anything else, but I feel like there's a shorthand there because you're all coming from a similar.
Right. We're all coming from the same. Yeah, exactly. And again, you know how it is. And most 99% of the stuff that we get cast in, we're the only person, not even Asian, only person of color on that show. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Or on that thing, because we're like the diversity, whatever it is, so to have somebody that you can sort of like be like, oh, we've had similar experiences and we've gone through this together. And yeah, there's definitely something to be said there where you feel like a kinship with that person because they've gone through those same experiences that you have.
Because when you are a person of color and you are the only person of color, when you walk into the room, you have to kind of like be like, okay, well, and it's not that you're less of yourself. You're just like, you have a little bit of guard up because, you really don't know those other people in the room. But the truth is, we've all been kicking around so long.
I know. Yeah.
That we know each other now. And it's like, oh, I get to see you. I get to hug you. We get to spend time together.
Well, the thing is, because you're mostly audition, like me and Parv, we spent the better part of our careers just auditioning against each other. We even auditioned for the part against each other on Outsource. We ended up getting different roles on it, but like we auditioned for the same part.
Right.
And so that's what we've spent. And to be able to, because when you're there, it's competitive because you're trying to get the same part, and that's what we've done for our whole career. But to be able to be in the show and be able to produce it together, I mean, we became such good friends. And we would have never gotten to be these friends because we were always so competitive because we were going out for the same things. And then we got to create together. And now we've created a bunch of things together since then. And that would have never happened had Outsource not brought us together.
Right. And you did some of the funniest like videos with Parv. Do you remember the one that was like
the Lowe's commercial?
The Lowe's commercial.
That's still, I think, one of my favorite things I've ever done. And trust me, we shot it on an iPhone. So it's really one of the, like, I'm so proud of that Lowe's commercial because it was an activist thing. And we were really upset. I don't know if your listeners are interested in knowing, but like there was a show called All American Muslim on TV, on TLC. It was the most boring show. I'll be perfectly honest. It was very boring. I was like, Muslims are definitely more entertaining than this. But the family council or whatever was like, oh, we should company should boycott this TV show because it's showing Muslims to be normal people, and we should not show Muslims to be normal people. And Lowe's actually took their commercial off of All American Muslim, and so we felt really upset about it, and we made that sort of parody video, the Lost commercial that they got. So we had fun with it, and then it was a way for us to say we're not happy about this, but in a way where we could use our talents, which was as actors, to like do something viral. And it did go viral, and we hope somebody at Lowe's saw it. We hope that they were able to see what we did.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was one of the funniest things I had seen. Just a low-key comment on a lot of stuff that was very topical at the time. And I think that's one of the powers, like that's one of our superpowers, is like people of color who are in front of the camera and have that ability. Like we have the power to comment on things just because we're there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's just like it's being invited to the room, and then you just get to be like I was saying that something with the like the Lowe's thing. For Outsource, I got to be on the Tonight Show. I got to be a guest on the Tonight Show.
I watched that. That was so fun. I was like, there he is.
And the thing is, I got to talk about being Muslim. I got to talk about being a dad. I got to talk about being a thing. And even though it was just such it's minor stuff, but it was like, look, I was able to go on a late night show and talk about a guy, myself, who's a Muslim guy, about being my struggles and my thing, and being this regular guy. And I thought, in a way, it was a way we at that time we hadn't seen that kind of stuff before, so
Yeah.
it was I don't know, I felt like those two things were able, you were able to use my voice to just be in the room and be there.
Right. And there's something very visceral about being in people's living rooms.
Yes.
Right. Being in people's, like Lucille Ball said, she was taking a flight and she looked down at America and she said, I could go into anybody's living room that I'm flying over and they would welcome me.
Yeah.
And I always thought that that's like an amazing comment on the power of television and the power of, like, we see now, there's been a lot of attacks on Asian Americans.
Yes.
And like the whole diaspora of Asian Americans. It doesn't matter who you are, but if you're a senior, you're vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I feel like it has to do a lot with not being kind of allowed into people's living rooms, like seeing someone and thinking, well, I don't know that person. I don't know anybody that looks like that person. So that person doesn't matter.
And also because, again, I don't want to get too political about it, but like what you've been hearing for the last several years in the media and from the president of the United States, all this all this stuff, that doesn't help because then you don't have counter programming for that. It's not like we can go and say there's no like Asian Cosby show right now, right? Like even though they had a few of it, Canada has it, but like you don't have anything to counter program to say, no, this is not, all this stuff that you're hearing, that's not true. And so I don't know, that's again, you're right, media is so important, and it's so you do need to be there in people's living room, otherwise they feel like they don't all the information they get is from the news, and that's sometimes not correct.
Yeah, and it depends which station you listen to, and it depends who you're feeling akin to.
Yeah.
So you have 3 kids.
I do.
And they're all, I guess, actors.
They're all doing.
They're all doing. I mean, your daughter was on your show with you.
Yes, my daughter played my sister on Perfect Harmony, which was insane. Yeah, she's she wants to be more of a singer, so she's been practicing her music and singing. She actually got cast as my daughter. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that yet. I can't say it on a show, on a voice show.
She's your daughter, and she sings, and sometimes
she sings on the show, and it's a VO. So she plays the voice of my daughter on a show, and she gets to sing on it. So she was so excited. She was like, "Oh, the VO stuff, fine, but I want to sing. I'm so excited." So she's.
So how hard is it being a parent of a child actor who's, like, honestly probably looking at a long career, because she's already working, your son worked, I mean, everybody's working in the Maggi household.
It is definitely, it's tough, because especially during this time with the pandemic, because everything's self-tape, right? So it definitely is hard to like drive them around when it was happening to like different auditions. But it also is very difficult here, because I'm also dealing with my own, like I have to record my own things. And then I was also in Vancouver. So my wife is going to kill me, because I went to Vancouver and I had to quarantine there for 2 weeks to shoot the series that I'm doing over there, the DC Comics show. And just so happened in that 2 weeks, all 3 of my kids got auditions. And my wife was like, and I was like, you have to record them. Like they can't do it themselves. And she's like, I have a job. I want to do this. You can't.
She has a big job, by the way. She has a huge job.
She does. She's like, I can't do this. And I'm like, no, like, what are you going to do? Like, and then she'd send me a text. She's like, okay, what about this? I'm like, no, like, I can see this. She's like, I'm not doing it anymore. Just send it. If it doesn't work, I don't care. I don't want to do it anymore.
Oh my God. That's it. You know what? It is really hard for parents of performing kids. I have that same thing. Like Liam had 2 auditions yesterday, and then I had a taping, and then I had a callback, and then I was like, but you do it for them because it's the time, right?
Yeah.
It's the time when they, like, I didn't have this time as a child, and I'm sure you didn't have this time as a child. So you want them to kind of come of age in it, kind of like, no big thing. I'm just going to do this, and then I'm going to go get a burger.
Yeah, exactly. And also, it's like, I feel like it's, especially with everything going on right now, it's a creative outlet, right? Like, it's a way to do, like, they're also learning in the process. They're learning how to audition. They're learning how to, like, read a script. They're learning how to, like, you know, it's what they do in school too. It's like, I want to dissect what this is, and what, you know, comprehension. Like, for my 7-year-old, she auditioned for this Disney movie, and then she ended up having to meet with all the Disney execs on Zoom and talk to a 7-year-old about, like, okay, well, what are you doing in this scene? And, like, you know, but that's what she's doing in school, right? Like, she's reading, and she's like a comprehension about, like, you know, all that stuff. So to me, it almost feels like school. Like, it feels good that they're learning from that. So that's definitely a positive.
Yeah, I felt like his reading has definitely improved.
Yeah.
And also,
like, they had to memorize it, right? Because you're like, she's like memorizing the lines, and, like, there's definitely skills there that everybody should learn.
Exactly. And also, it just how to be comfortable and talk to adults.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, I think that's one of the, you know, we let a lot of kids be shy.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't serve them as they get older to be like, I want to disappear. You know, you have to be, you know, if you talk to Liam, somebody said, who is he, the mayor? But he's got that little twinkle, like, hi, I'm Liam.
Yes.
How you doing?
Hello. So yes, that is my son, and he is exactly like that. He is very much like, hi, my name is Liam. What's your name? Shit, put his hand. It's like, really? Wow, kid. Okay. So everyone, please text adventure to 56651. That's adventure to 56651. I'm gonna have this in
Chil, ask me
in dreams.
Ask me something.
I'm asking you to do something.
We are like $10 from breaking 88,000.
Yes. So that's so
12,000.
So we are a little over 12,000 away. So please donate. As you can see, things are coming in by the minute. We are now in the final hours. Yes, thank you. The next video is ready. But please donate. Look, I know a lot of you have been hoping that I'm going to be in the train wreck mode in the last 4 hours. But as you can see, I am on it. Let's go, folks. Donate. I need you to donate. You can see that we survived this long, and to prove how much we love Adventure Theater in our community. So please join us and show us that you would love, that you are generous, and that you care what happens to us in Adventure. Please donate what you can. Donate, text Adventure to 56651, or go to atmtc.org. That's atmtc.org. And donate what you can. I see some folks are actually donating on the Facebook donation page, which I don't think we register.
We didn't. So if you can do the text or our Adventure Theater website, it's much easier for us to track it. We get the money sooner. We'll take the donation however is convenient for you, but those 2 ways will get the money sooner so that we can serve our kids. You know, that's what this is all about, is serving the children of Montgomery County. And, you know, the government has done its part to keep us afloat during the pandemic. This is your chance to help us get that last mile to the summer. Like, we're all feeling optimistic about the summer. I forget who was saying it earlier today, but there is hope on the horizon. So you
Councilman Gabe
are the bridge to that hope on the horizon. If we can get to that 100,000, we will be able to reopen, hopefully with all the other things out of our control by this summer, and start offering in-person activities again.
Yes, so please donate. Again, we have had 26 and a half hours of programming for you, with lots of sneak peeks and people coming in and news, and Rizwan announcing that he's in the DC world without any specifications because he's not allowed to. He's, we've had a fight choreo. We've had Tam and Tamita come in and do fight choreo with me. We've had karaoke sessions. We've had writers from who write on Nickelodeon and Disney Channel come and talk to us about what they did with us. We've had 4 or 5 different segments of Spanish-speaking sequences. We've had the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce come out. We've had numerous amounts of council members who've shown you how much they love adventure, and we really, really, really need your help.
Council members, state senators, state delegates, the county executive, they all get it. We've had national representation with TYA USA showing up, state representation with the Maryland State Art Council was here. Everybody knows how important adventure theater is to the children of our community, and we're just asking you to come along for the ride.
So donate. Text adventure to 56651. That's 56651. Or go to atmtc.org and donate what you can. Let's get the video ready for the final segment with Mr. Rizwan Manji and play tape.
So Perfect Harmony did not. It ended last season, and it was so sad that it ended because it was such a charming show.
Again, it was such a fun show, and there was music, and I'm really sad about it. I honestly think that we had a really good shot for a second season. We were doing okay. We were our numbers weren't terrible. They weren't like we were a hit, but we weren't terrible. But I think the pandemic and all that stuff just kind of, we thought it was going to be in our favor. We thought it would help because they weren't able to shoot a lot of their pilots, so they had a lot of. But I think they just got nervous about shooting anything, and they canceled a bunch of shows that we thought were going to get picked up. And then they, stuff that even got picked up, they ended up canceling because they were like, we can't shoot this right now. So, yeah.
And like, it's also money, like that, the average cost, my friend told me that the average cost of shooting during this time adds $250,000 to a budget.
I'm sure. Yeah.
That's per episode because
you're getting
people
tested every day almost. And you're, you have to hire all these, you have to hire essentially a whole nother crew, which is just the COVID crew, right? Like who's like sanitizing and doing all that stuff and doing the testing and making sure everybody is, doing all the courses. Like we had to take a course online about COVID safety and stuff like that. Yeah.
Like don't breathe on people. And
well, yeah, I mean, some of it was basic, but some of it was also like what's going to happen on set, right? Like everybody's slightly doing it differently. Like in one of the shows that I was on, we took our own mask. Like we would wait. You can't take your mask off until they say that they're rolling. So then you take your mask off, and the makeup artist does last looks on you. But you would put your mask in your own pocket, right? But like on the show that I was just on here, they had buckets, and so they would rolling, and then somebody would bring a bucket, and you would put your mask in the bucket, so nobody else is touching your mask. You know what I mean? They would take the bucket away, they would do the thing. So it's just like protocols on how, you know what I mean, like how the chairs are going to be divided, and who you can talk to, and where you can stand, and all that stuff, and like it's very particular. So
you shot this new show, which we kind of can't talk about, but we kind of can. Then what's next for you? Do you already have something else, or are you just like going to take some time off?
No, so I'm still shooting this until June.
Okay, good.
Yes, back and forth. I'm going back and forth to Vancouver, so there's that. I'm doing.
So every time you go, you have to quarantine for 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, it's craziness. I'm also doing a recurring on Atypical, which I'm excited about.
Oh, good.
And then we're like, in the midst of producing like I have a couple different projects that I'm working with different people on, that we're in development on. So we're hoping that some of that will go through as well, so that I can be on that side of the camera as well as a producer. So hopefully, definitely plugging away. That's my number one thing, is like, don't let it stop, is all I love doing this so much. I'm constantly like trying to find new avenues and different ways to get it done.
I know. Do you remember a couple of years ago that you had pitched something to the CBC up in Canada?
we sold it to CBC, and we developed for about a year and a half, I think, with them. They ultimately didn't end up, which happens to a lot of shows, you know, it doesn't end up on the air, but it was a good experience. Me and my writing partner, Scott Abramovich, we wrote 2 scripts and a Bible for a show about a Muslim guy. It was based on a real guy, a Muslim guy who becomes mayor of this like major city in Canada by accident because of a viral video that he ends up in. And it was really fun to have we had like a little reading that John Heder was a part of, and it was fun, you know. It was an interesting process, and it's hard when it doesn't end up on the air and it doesn't end up working out. You feel like, oh my god, all this went to waste. But you know, again, we sold it, we were able to write it, we were able to do stuff with it, which a lot of people don't get to do, right? So I'm very grateful for that, and now I can take that experience and move it on to the next one, you know.
Right. And sometimes, like kids at home, sometimes it's not about the job you have, right? Yeah. It's about the contribution to get you to the next job.
That's right. And
right.
That's like, because I talk to a lot of younger actors, and that's why they end up giving up, is that they audition and they get really close, like they're testing and they get really close to something, and then they ultimately don't get it, and they felt like, oh my god, what a waste. Like it just was like, and I'm back to square one. And I'm like, yeah, it feels like that right now, but just remember all those people in that process that saw you do it and thought and were like, this person can do this job, to the point where you're testing, which you're in front of like 30 executives who move on in this career to other places and remember you. That's not nothing, because the next job will be easier, because they'll remember you from all that stuff, and also the experience that you got from being in that room, learning how to audition in that way. But it's hard to see it in the moment, right? In the moment, you're like, oh, I went through this whole thing and it's for nothing. So.
And the thing is, like, sometimes when you're testing, they do everything like on the one day, yeah. And it's like not just like a mental test, it's a physical test. Like you have to not be tired, you have to be on your game. Meanwhile, you're sitting in a waiting room with all the people auditioning opposite you. Yeah. They want it just like as bad as you.
Like, oh my, this is like, oh my, and you're looking going, well, this person could do that job. That person can do that job. Oh, I know this person from this show. They're amazing.
I know. That's when you're like, oh, you're like, fan doors.
It's happened to me many times. I've been in the room and I'm like, I'm so like, I'm never getting this. This person is totally amazing. But yeah, you know.
But you know, it's amazing to me. So you also did the Magicians.
Yes.
Right? You had a big recurring on that. Yeah. As one of the what would you call him? Is he a mage?
The Florian Council. I was part of the yeah, at one point I ran for king of Fillory.
I didn't know you could do that.
All of a sudden we were like, we're gonna have elections, and I ran like, and the funny thing was, people were like, because you know, of course I was one of they wanted the other guy to win, but then people would comment on Twitter like, but Tick is the Hillary Clinton. He's literally got Hillary Clinton's policies of this. Why are we voting for the other guy? So it's really crazy. It's really
because of Tick's emails.
Yes, because of my email. That'd have been really funny.
Tick had over.
There was one that they were like, yeah, it's something
private server.
Like, there was one line that really made me, because it was Fillory was the town, right? So they're like, who died and made you Hillary Clinton? It was really funny. I loved it.
Oh my god, so fun. So you're writing, you're producing,
yes,
and you're acting,
yes,
and you're dadding,
and I'm dadding, yeah. School, remote school, which I'm surprised that nobody's like ran in here in the middle of this, because that's been a challenge, which I'm sure. Are you guys back in school?
He's back in school, but there was a time when he was not. And like, for example, I had a call back for a national spot, and he came running in and he would not leave. And I was like, Liam, you have to go out. And the truth is that all the people on the other side of the screen were all men.
Yeah.
And they were kind of, you know, I could tell they were like a little judging me, like, can't control your kid.
Oh man.
Why? And I was like, No one can control this
No
kid.
one, not
Like no one.
It's really, it's impossible. We're going on almost, I think we're going to be in a few weeks, maybe it's going to be a whole
year.
year since they've been out of school, a whole year. So yeah, because California, well, at least LAUSD has gone back to in-person learning. And so yeah, it's interesting. I don't know what that means for how they're going to adjust back to actual regular school. Like, how does that work? Because it's been a whole year, and at this young age, that's a long time. That's like a seventh of my
Right, I was gonna say it's a big chunk. It's
yeah.
a big chunk.
So,
What is she gonna do? Yeah, where do you put that as a kid?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know where to put that as an adult.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a time. It's been a time.
I feel like we've lost a year, and then I was like, but we didn't go out in the sun, so maybe it all works out.
It all works out. We gain, but you gain a year back.
We have less sun damage. What? Possibly. Oh my gosh. So, anything you want to get off your chest?
No, thank you so much for it's always fun chatting with you. Am I allowed to talk about Fairy Princess Diaries, which I love?
Yeah, you can talk. They all know. I mean, yes, they know.
I love reading those all the time, and I thank you for being such an advocate for all things diversity, which I love, and theater, and calling out these places, these theater companies that are still doing crazy things, which I'm shocked always. And the thing is, we don't know about it, right? And it's
right.
It's through people like you where we're able to go, and then we can say, okay, now we can do something about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can advocate, we can, even though it's maybe minor, or we can tweet, or we can say, so that, and then things change, I like to believe that everyone has good intentions, and sometimes they just need to be made aware that these things hurt and this is not okay. And sometimes that's what, you need people like the Fairy Princess to make things happen.
The Fairy Princess, it does take a toll on job employment.
I'm sure.
But I do feel that, like, with the Fairy Princess, and kids, if you don't know, I have a blog, and it's called the Fairy Princess Diaries, and it's about diversity in theater and inclusion and that kind of stuff. And I think that, when Liam was born, which was 8 years ago, it's almost 9. He was born, and I was doing like a 4 a.m. feeding, and I couldn't get back to sleep. So I did, I was like, oh, whatever happened to that show that so-and-so told me about? And I looked up the company, and that was when La Jolla did The Nightingale.
Yeah.
And that show was supposed to be set in China, and they didn't really have any East Asian people in it at all. Mm-hmm. And so I just got so enraged, and I'm not unsure that, like, hormones weren't already out of whack, but I just got so like enraged and like hysterical laughing that I just wrote, and I didn't realize that it was going to start this journey. And it's really been a journey of looking around and seeing, like, well, how do I want the world to change? Because I don't want him to grow up the way I did. Not that there was anything wrong with the way I grew up, but I'm just saying, like, the world in general, I wanted it to be more open and more available. Because I said, what's he going to do? He's going to grow up, and he's going to do Chula Longhorn as a child, and then he'll do The King as in his middle years, and then he'll do The Crawl Home, and that's it. And I was like, no, I will not do that. I don't want him to do that.
That's right.
So, you want things to change. I mean, we even had this discussion when your daughter was doing Peter Pan.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And it was funny because we talked, and then we did talk to the thing, and again, good intentions, because they were like, oh, we didn't even think about it that way, and then they changed it. Do you know what I mean? And they were like, thank you for letting us know. And again, it's hard sometimes because immediately you get angry, right? You're like, why are they doing this? They should know better. And they should know better, but sometimes they don't. And so if you are able to let them know, then they won't make this mistake again. You know what I mean?
Right.
yeah. And look, again, we also don't know everything, and
no, we don't know everything.
It's hard because I can get defensive as well, but I would like to know. I'd like to know so I don't do it again. Do you know what I mean? I'd like to know so that I don't make those mistakes again, you know?
Right. And every day there's like a new term, or it really is hard to stay on top of all the language changes. That's the thing. Like when we were young, people talked a certain way, and then that's just what it was. And we didn't start to hear new terms and phrases until probably I was in like college or past it. And then the terms and phrases started changing almost on a weekly basis. So, you know, you'd say something and you didn't mean to offend anybody, and then they're like, we don't use that anymore. It's like, oh, well, I apologize. I didn't, you know, like I didn't get the memo. So, okay, so now I'll change it.
And now I know. And that's the thing, is like, let me know, and now I know, and I'll be better. Again, we're all learning. We're all trying to get through this together. And that's why, and that's the thing, is like, look, you're the first person I text. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling uncomfortable. Please first of all, let me know if I have a right. Like, you can just tell me right now. It's like, no, it's unreasonable. Stop. Or yes, and maybe this is how you can address it, you know, so we can be respectful, but we can also get our point across, right?
Exactly. We have to support one another, because, like, you know, I'm you, I'm not you, you're you, I'm me. Like, we are friends, and then we also are colleagues, and there's also, you know, a greater sense, like, I walk in my skin, you walk in your skin, you know, but we all walk this world together, and we all walk this entertainment walk together. And that's why it's important for all of us to stick together. You know, you can have individual disagreements. You don't have to like everybody. You don't have to play nicely all the time. But when it comes to issues of representation or solidarity or something like that, that's when it counts. You know, that's when people have to stick together, because there's power in numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good. It's like a community. We have a community.
Yeah,
so that's good.
I know, we didn't have a community for the longest time.
No. And it feels good. It feels good.
Yeah, it feels nice. I hope the community continues. I think now we didn't have one, then we have one, and then I think now there's other groups coming in that kind of don't want to interact, you know, quite so much. And so we're going through everybody's growing pains.
Yeah.
You know, like, do they grow together, or do, like, or you just one separate little category? You're not going to be with us.
Hopefully we'll get through the growing pains, and
I know it's you know, because Asian Americans get their numbers still through immigration. So, you know, that's where the bulk of although things are changing, that's where the bulk of our numbers come from. And so we have to be cognizant of that. There's new waves of immigration. There's new ways to talk to people. There's new language to learn. And so we just have to be like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know?
So listen, thank you, Rizwan.
Thank you.
This was so awesome.
This was so much fun.
And I can't wait to see you with John Cena.
Oh, I can't wait. I think it might be 2022 before it comes out, but I can't wait.
I know, but it's coming.
I know.
John Cena. If I was a bigger nerd, I'd probably ask for an autograph or something, but I'm not. Like, I'm just happy to see you on the screen with him, like, because I really think he's great. But I also think you're great. You're one of my favorite people, literally, on the planet.
Likewise. Thank you so much.
So thank you, Adventure Theater, for having this very special episode of Mixing It Up with Rizwan and Aaron Quill. I'm like, what? Mixing it with who? Mixing It Up with Aaron Quill, starring Rizwan Manji. Ladies and gentlemen, yay! Okay, thanks, Adventure Theater. Have fun with the Stream-a-thon. Thanks, Riz. Mwah.
Thank you. Thanks, Aaron.
Yay! So I see a lot of our, even our staff is big fans of Rizwan. We do want to get a plug for Plant Burger. Leon, you want to do that?
Sure. So for those of you who watched earlier this morning, you found out that our friends at Plant Burger that have 7 locations on the East Coast, most of them in our area, is offering a special today that if you order online from Plant Burger with the promotion code ADVENTURE, that we get a percentage of the proceeds today. So, and we're looking at the clock, it's 4:50, you're starting to think about dinner. Good time to make that order with Plant Burger. And again, use the promo code ADVENTURE and we'll get a percentage of the proceeds.
Get a tasty meal and you get benefit adventure. Tasty meal, adventure gets bonus. Tasty
no surprise,
meal,
Melissa ordered, Mary Slimp ordered her lunch from there today and gave it rave reviews.
I got to tell you, I love our board. I love our board. Adventure, y'all are amazing. I love you. I love you. You're so incredibly supportive, and we're gonna bring in one of our board members, Melissa, who did the next segment. But first, we'll do one more hard pitch. Donate. I am late into my 26th hour. Donate. Right. We are still standing. This is about bringing adventure home. We are still here.
We're still standing.
I don't know what that song is. I don't know even what the melody that you're singing.
You don't know that song? I'm still
I'm still standing after
there you go.
all this time. Okay, I want all of you to play this backwards and see if that melody actually came out of his mouth. Because it didn't. Anyway, so please donate. We're here. We're still here. We've been providing amazing things for everyone, not just for this past 30 hours, but for the past year. Yeah. Every week, on the week, we have created something for you to look at, to enjoy, to share with your family, and as well as over 3 terabytes of rehearsals and classes for our kids. So please support us.
Able to serve hundreds of kids who have felt isolated and alone because of this pandemic, and we need your help to keep going so that we can then, when we're ready to bring them back, help the healing that way as well.
Yeah. So, and that's one of the biggest conscious choices we made when COVID hit us. So when COVID hit, we looked at each other and said, families need us. This is the time they need us. So let's do something for them. Let's provide something, some kind of joy once a week at least. And that's what we have been committed to. We're continuing to commit to that. And we hope that you support it. Let's bring out Melissa. Melissa, yay!
Hi.
Melissa, you have been so amazing this whole Stream-a-thon. You took on the auction. You were one of our lead sponsors. You have been doing this while you've been dealing with family stuff and all the love. I can't express enough gratitude to your leadership and all the hard work you've put into today's success. There's no words.
You're so sweet. I, had a tough time over the last 2 weeks. And when I got home last night, I went up to my doorstep and found that beautiful box with a green ribbon and all the goodies inside. And that made me feel so good. So thank you so much.
Really, Melissa, for everything that you do. And honestly, it's like for me personally, for just welcoming me into your home, welcoming me into this bigger family, so making me feel like I'm a part of yours and your very, very tight-knit community. So thank you for helping me feel that way in such a quick way.
You are.
I'm so appreciative of everyone on our board and who everyone has been that way for me. So again, thank you. And now we have some really fun stuff. Like, so Melissa, we created so much together. We did like I think 7 or 8 dishes, and so we had to actually cut one to make it fit this hour. So you'll notice a little segment that we pulled out. But I also want you to know, still, Mama Kong still mentions the squash flowers. She still mentions them. She's like, I love them because she loved them when we fried them. So
I wanted to just make a comment about something in the auction. There is, I had donated a class on cooking with vegetables, and that's what I used to do. And I still do it, but I'm doing now these cooking with edible flowers. And if you buy that package and you want the flowers, you can have the flowers too.
The flowers are awesome.
So this segment's going to be a nice preview of what you would get with that cooking class.
That's right. That's absolutely right. And it'll be different flowers, but it's all a lot of fun and delicious.
and I can testify. My kids went out to Melissa's house and were like picking things around her house and like washing them and eating them on the spot.
Blueberries.
Yeah. That totally that so makes sense, Melissa. You're so good with between honey and like you're so good with not just the flowers but with your conservation and really with our kids. So thank you again, Melissa. Let us. We have a whole hour to enjoy ourselves. So let's pull out the video for the first segment.
Bye, everyone.
And don't say goodbye yet. So first video.
No. I thought I was saying bye.
There you go.
Yeah, so as you can see, we can go right into this video. But this is Chef is in her chef olive green, and so this was the first thing that we actually filmed, and we're in her beautiful, gorgeous kitchen. I know that we look very close, so all of you relax. I know you're all gonna give us crap about stuff. Warning! Oh my goodness, this is now you know how tired I am. You're gonna give us a lot of grief about COVID procedures. Yes. We did look at that. We were masked when we were off screen. You do not see the ceiling. It's a really high ceiling, so there's lots of circulation in the room. So please relax. We took some precautions. Not everything that we could have, but we did take precautions. So, Melissa.
Yes, sir.
You get to do the take it away roll tape. So go ahead, Melissa.
Okay, should I just do that or talk a little bit first?
No, go ahead because we go right into it. So go ahead and tell them that. It's your command.
Take it away.
My name is Chil, and I'm the Artistic Director at Adventure Theater. This is our special cooking segment for our Stream-a-thon with Melissa, who is a master gardener and will be presenting us with some wonderful, flavorful foods that are off of flowers. So, Melissa?
I thank you very much for that introduction. I love cooking, and I love cooking with different kinds of things like flowers. I am able to put them into all kinds of things, and I'm going to teach you how to do those. First, a couple rules. Don't ever eat flowers that you've grown in your garden if you've bought the plants at a nursery. And make sure you know whether it's organic or not. Flowers can really hurt you.
So you got involved in this. How did you get involved in this?
Well, years ago, I was invited to a luncheon, and it was called Daffodils and Diamonds. At my table, I wanted to do something special for all the people at the table. So I thought, well, I'll make these bright yellow cupcakes and put them on a ceramic stand when those things were really popular about 8 years ago. I thought I will frost daffodils because it's the time when they're blooming.
Oh, okay.
And I looked all over the internet for a recipe and I couldn't find anything. And I tried to figure out how to do it myself.
Well, that's because you already knew that they're edible because you are a master gardener, right? Like that's what that started from? Oh, okay. No.
So then I learned why I couldn't find any information on frosting them is because they are poisonous. and I'm one of these people that just likes to go and do things and find out how to figure it out. And I was glad that I didn't because I would have sickened 9 other people at my table.
So then was this the beginning process of your master gardening journey?
Yes, I became a master gardener in 2013.
Wow.
And I didn't start with the flower thing. We didn't learn about poisonous flowers because nobody was eating them. It's been a journey.
Like all really fun things, they're all a journey. But so this is interestingly like it's a culmination of that journey because so how did you fall into the flower portion of the eating? Like when did that happen with your master garden?
Well, so then I went on this journey to find out what flowers were edible because if daffodils weren't, what else wasn't? And as a child, my mother grew flowers called nasturtiums that are popular here. You're going to see them. And she would put them in our salads. Now, what mother in those days put flowers in her salad? And I always thought it was the weirdest thing. And then they tasted really good. So I started studying what other things I could use nasturtiums in, and they're really good in sushi, in between the rice and the fish, because they have a little spiciness to them, if you don't like wasabi. And I just studied all the flowers, and I became, interested in the whole range of flowers. There's thousands of flowers that you can eat. It's actually something that has been around for 3,000 years.
Yeah, I love this idea of being able to eat the beauty that you grow. So that's really cool. So I think you have some appetizers that you're gonna make for us.
I
and
do.
Then we're gonna try some.
I do. Well,
I'm actually just here for the food. I'm gonna eat that. That's the thing for me. Okay.
Okay, so the first one we're going to try is hibiscus flower calyx. And the calyx is the little cup that holds the hibiscus. When the hibiscus dies, the flower, the calyx is left.
Yeah, you want to hold that plate up so that.
This is what the calyx looks like. You see how it's a hole in the middle, and that's where the flower rests?
It's really cool.
So what I do is I stuff them with cheese. And I am going to let you do one.
Yay!
Here you go.
So I've already washed my hands. Before anybody gives me a hard time, I've already washed my hands. Relax.
I have to do that. And here is the spoon. You're going to take a little blob about the size of your thumb.
Okay, about the size of my thumb. Let me. Oh.
I put it in there purposely. But I have other goat cheese that's not frozen.
That's just me.
Well, it warms up with your hand.
So there.
Okay. And then it's easy to stick inside.
To hold open and then stick inside. Wow.
And then close it up. Stick it to the ground, to the bottom of the little dish, and then put a fork in it.
Oh, okay. So I think you have some of these already pre-made, right?
Here you go. Don't look at my refrigerator.
Don't look inside the refrigerator.
This is what they look like.
So we'll plate these here that you can see there. And then over here so you can see there. So we can have one of these?
Yes, all yours. You're going to flip. The calyx is soaked in syrup and then added the goat cheese in the middle. And I use goat cheese that has orange blossom honey already mixed in it. You can buy it that way. And it's yummy.
It's like a dessert.
It is. It is. But really, I use it as an appetizer with brie cheese and other things.
Well, what's interesting is there's a tanginess to the hibiscus.
Yes. And
that
this
has a little bite.
This is what they use to make hibiscus tea. I'm sure you've seen the tea bags. Not only that, there's all kinds of things they make with hibiscus flower.
So it is soaked in a syrup,
which takes the flavor out. It's just probably a sugar syrup, and probably cooked.
Right, and you can get these.
Oh, they're great. This is the jar. These ones are made in Australia, and you can get them online on Amazon. They come 3 in a package. They were really inexpensive, and people will think that you just worked all day.
See, the easy recipes, right? I'm gonna have another one because it's so good.
Well, you could finish them all. So let me move these up. Aren't they great? This one's good because it's got that frozen goat cheese. You can eat it with your fingers.
And I will.
Okay.
Really, this is what I want to do. It's just because I can eat all this stuff. So.
Great memories.
So, Melissa?
Yes, sir.
Take it away. I know you have a little pitch for us. Let's get everybody to donate.
Yes, well, I did send out an email to my friends. I hope you're all watching. I noticed that several of you have already bid on some auction items, and I'm hoping that you'll donate money if you don't get an offer.
Oh.
$20, $30, $40, anything you can. You know, my daughter was involved in musical theater, and with an organization that morphed into ATMTC. And she got so much out of it. I watched her grow so much just from being in the classes and the performances, and now the academy that ATMTC has is fabulous, just wonderful. And it's so good for children and their confidence, and children of all backgrounds. And we do a great job of reaching out to those who may not be able to afford it or come from areas that it takes a while or hard distance to get to. So I hope that you'll support us all, and I think it's wonderful.
So text adventure to 56651. That's adventure to 56651, or go to atmtc.org. That's atmtc.org. And so let's pull up the next video as we go through cooking with Melissa.
I have one more that I'm gonna eat, but we're gonna as we go to the next one. So there's another appetizer, right?
Yes, and I'm going to let you guess what is on it. Because a lot of times flowers don't taste like what they are growing on, what vegetable or herb that they're growing on. So I'm going to let you take one of these.
So let's show them. So the idea is that this flower, as Melissa was explaining, that there are flowers on different vegetables that grow on things that we eat anyway. And so this is the flower that's on that, and I get to guess what it is. So it's just a cracker
with
and
cream cheese, then the flowers on top. It makes a great appetizer. People love this. It's a lot of fun to make and eat while you're doing that because they taste really good.
Okay, so cream cheese and this flour on a cracker. Mmm. Oh, it does a bite to it.
It does.
Okay, it's like, it's not an onion, but it's
kind of like a cross. It feels like between the two.
Yeah,
It's sweet.
like a sweet garlic.
Yeah.
This is a flower off of garlic.
Yeah. There you go.
I learn something new every day. Oh my god.
So you got a couple more. If you'd like to eat them.
I'm definitely going to eat them. So you can see.
I want to show you another thing about the calyx. This is a dried calyx, and you might want to see what it looks like dried.
Leave it down here so they can see it down here. Yeah.
Okay. And this is kind of broken, but this has been soaked in sugar water syrup and also dehydrated. But can't dehydrate it
So this
completely.
is the calyx. Let it refocus. And then right here, we'll do some close-ups. See that? There. So cool.
It's just like a little cup that holds the flour.
Right, and so this is sun-dried, correct? Ooh, I don't want.
I think it's oven dried.
Oven dried?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if it's sun dried, the birds.
Oh, it's really sweet.
It's like candy.
Yeah.
It's like candy.
Now, do you put it in like water with sugar first, or before
you
dry it?
have to make a simple syrup, syrup, and then you would soak it in the flavors from the hibiscus over a period of time, or you can hasten the development of the flavor by boiling that.
Okay, so you boil it with the water and the sugar a little bit, right? So it's a little bit of water, the hibiscus, and then
the hibiscus calyx.
The calyx, and then a little bit of sugar, and you boil it, and then you dry it.
Right.
Right. Awesome.
170 degrees for about 8 hours in the oven.
Okay. So, but we are going to cook some stuff, right?
We are, and we're going to get something ready to do that, and that is, we're going to taste dill flowers. And you use usually dill on many things, but I like dill on salmon. And so I think it will heighten the dill flavor with the flowers, and they're really beautiful. It makes it look really nice. So we're going to prepare the salmon to put in the oven. I'm going to turn the oven on.
So you have the oven on at 170?
375.
375.
And then I'm going to put some olive oil, drizzle it on top of this salmon. I'll bring it over.
Let me bring that salmon over for you.
Oh, that's great.
Da-da-da. Look at this salmon. Look how beautiful this thing is. Wow, look at that. Look at that. So you're going to put olive oil on it.
Yes, I'm just going to drizzle a little bit first. because I want to drizzle some lemon on it, lemon juice. Now the problem with putting lemon juice on, you got to put it in right before you put it in the oven, because if you don't, it'll start cooking the salmon. Do you know what ceviche is?
Mm-hmm.
That's what cooks the ceviche, so it's okay to eat.
Oh wow! Really? Just by putting it on there, does that?
Lemon. Mm-hmm.
The switching back and forth from this, like that spicy taste of this with the sweet, is just so interesting in your mouth. So okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna slice this lemon.
So you're gonna slice this salmon. Let me help you with some strawberries.
Yes, I'm gonna just slice the lemon right now.
Mm-hmm.
Put a couple slices on that. Real thin. I'm not so good at making them really thin, but they're always oblong or half. But we put 2 on. How's that?
The imperfections of cooking. But
I know.
this is what I love. I love. I love.
So I'm going to get my dill weed.
Mm-hmm. So salmon, olive oil, lemon, and dill weed. Now you get these from an organic farm in California, where
Yeah, everything comes from an organic farm. And with the dill weed, I don't cut it up in pieces. I just make it pretty on the top.
now is that because it allows it to soak more and there's more flavor in that one?
You know, I don't know. I like the way it tastes when you got that big burst of dill rather than just the way it looks scattered all over the top.
Yeah,
That's just me. You like those?
I do. It's so good.
Okay.
So what's interesting is partly aesthetic for you.
It is aesthetic
Mhm.
for me. And it's, working with flowers with your hands and, growing them yourself is such a satisfying thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I just squeeze lemon on here. And a couple seeds will come off if you do it like this, but you just take the seeds off.
Strong hands, as you can tell. This is a combination of gardening and cooking.
And then I go like this to make sure that there's lemon and oil on everything. Just a little
Little pat.
a little thing to know is don't use olive oil unless it's made for high temperatures, because regular olive oil that is not made for high temperatures, usually extra virgin olive oil, can be carcinogenic at high temperatures.
What? Okay.
Yeah, so I don't want to kill you.
Wait. So how do you know if it's high temperature? Does it say on
Because they say, like, I have.
Okay, so I'm learning something new. You actually have to get olive oil if you're going to bake with this stuff so that it has a warning that tells you that it's available or can be used for high temperature. So I'm learning so much right now.
All right. So Jose Andres,
Of course.
he does two kinds of olive oil.
We love Jose.
One that's for warm and hot temperatures, and one that's just to put over pasta after it's cooked, or on salads, or flavoring a dip for bread and things like that. And they're in the markets. They're wonderful oils. Also, this was one of my all-time favorites because my mother used it when I was growing up. It's called Pompeian. And this oil also comes in 2 ways, smooth and robust. The robust is for the taste, being robust, so you wouldn't cook with it.
Right, it's more
With
for
high
dipping.
temperatures, correct.
Right.
You want the flavor. And the smooth is the one that you cook with.
Okay, and so for the Jose Andres one, is it this? That's
Yes.
the name of that? That's
Yeah,
the one?
it's from an Arbequina olive. There's hundreds of different kinds of olives, and that one, the oil is okay.
To cook on high heat.
Correct. And then there's one called Pictual, which is the other one that he uses, and that one is.
We love you, Jose. This
Yeah,
is the one that
it's
we're
great.
recommending. This is super cool. This you can actually cook on high temperature.
Okay, and
Smart.
then I'm going to sprinkle a little salt on. And you know what? I really like Himalayan salt, and I don't like the real fine one. Just, pinch or 2
Right.
on top.
I love the use of the word pinch because because most of the ingredients I see is like a quarter table, like a tiny piece of, it feels too accurate and scientific. And I love that when you say, oh, it's a pinch. That to me feels like a real cook, honestly.
Well, you know what? I learned that from my grandmother. She never measured anything. She just put a pinch of this and dab of that, and it's the way to cook.
My mom was the same thing. Just trying to get her to like give me a recipe for anything is, I don't know why. It's not like, but it is interesting enough. What I love about cooking is that there are simple ways to do everything, and everybody does it. But it's that little extra layer of love that different cooks put into it. That's the little spice. That's the extra tiny thing that makes it taste so different. So this is what I love about the flowers, right?
You know, it's interesting you bring that up, and you and I both have families from other countries. And I think that has something to do with it. My grandmother lived with us. She was from Lithuania. Wow. She taught us how to make our own cheese. I mean, you know, just things that we don't learn growing up in the States without that.
Yeah, and I think that's why you're so good about like what cheeses that you like and the different things that you put into cheese. Because I'll tell you the flavor of these, because you know, goat cheese has a very pungent flavor, but the orange, is that what's mixed in there?
Orange blossom honey.
Orange blossom honey softened so much of that flavor that it made it like it's a smooth mix.
It's palatable.
Yeah, it's such a smooth mix.
I never liked goat cheese because it seemed like so.
I love the face that you
raw,
make.
You know?
I love it because I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of the same way.
But it is delicious when there's honey added, and you're going to see it in all the grocery stores. They all have honey. The one I bought was orange blossom honey, but I don't think some of the others define which kind of honey it is.
Mm-hmm. So the oven is hit temperature,
right?
Which is great. So we're all cooking together. This is cool.
This was so much fun, Melissa.
I had a great time.
So a reminder, this is actually on our auction item list. It says cooking or roasting vegetables with Melissa, but really this can be also cooking with flowers with Melissa. So a reminder for everyone who wants this, please get it. It is so fun. And I got to actually taste it firsthand. And Mama Kong, by the way, gave thumbs up. And she's tough. So I just want to say thank you, Melissa. That was awesome. I love, we have so much more because we have, 4 more of these kind of short videos. The next video is 3 minutes long.
Hold on. May I make a comment?
Of course.
So, on Jose Andres, his olive oil, I made a mistake. It's the Pictual olive oil that is for high temperatures, and the Arbequina is for the taste. So I just wanted to make sure, in case he's watching.
I know, because you know he'll be like, no.
I know.
So thank you for that correction. That's awesome. Let's get the next tape up, and then Melissa, we're going to do the hard pitch and we'll come back again. So it's after this one. Quick video. Okay, go push play.
That we are.
We have that in. We're going to do one of our salads.
Yay.
So.
Now I've seen some of the prep work for this, so it's really beautiful. And one of the things that I love about this is that it is eye candy as well, with all the stuff that's put into it. Because for me with salads, if it doesn't have different types of color in them, then it feels very boring. Like it chews boring. Do you know what I mean?
I agree. So I think I talked about nasturtiums. They're a flower that my mother grew. They come in red, different colors of yellow, orange, and muted colors. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to let you taste one.
So come over here.
Okay.
We're going to talk about it in here.
They come in.
So this is a nasturtium?
Nasturtium. And they grow, I know lots of people that grow them here, and you should buy the seeds. You just soak them overnight and then stick them in the ground wherever you want. There's 2 kinds of nasturtium plants. One is a bush kind and one is a trailing kind. So the trailing kind you can stick in a pot that you've got other plants in and it will hang down. But the bush type is something you want to put in the ground or in a specific pot that's not hanging.
Right. And this is, and they're the same type? They grow the same way, or does it look different? Or?
No, it looks different. The one that is hanging crawls all over, kind of like an ivy. And the stationary one, the one that's like a bush, just stays pretty compact.
Oh, okay. So.
And this is what my mother used to serve us.
Wow. So that's the flour on top.
And it's just mixed salad. And it is so delicious together. If you want to see that.
Now, is there a dressing that what would be the suggested dressing for this?
I would do something vinaigrette, but
Like a balsamic?
you could. The next salad that we're going to make is one that is wonderful, and that would be something that would be a sweet balsamic, sweet dressing.
So this one because the flour is pretty sweet.
Just olive oil and regular vinegar, or olive oil and maybe some lemon, but the flour is sweet, and I chose to mix the spinach with the salad with the lettuce. The box said crunchy lettuce, but I don't think there's anything like crunchy lettuce unless it's romaine or.
You have to add the crunch.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what it looks like, and it's really delicious. I hope that you'll try it.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's just a simple, just get your regular like mixed lettuce, and then put these flours on top. And oh wow, that's really strong once you get to
the end.
Yeah.
It is.
So yeah, that was really strong. I remember that. It was surprisingly like pungent in my mouth. So that was really cool. So I love these, how much flavor there are in these flours. And I just love that you shared this time with me, Melissa.
Me too. It's very organic and a lot of fun to do. I'm hoping that you people out there who are watching will bid on my cooking class. It's a lot of fun. I'm able to socially distance in my home. You would all be wearing masks, of course, if we still have to by that time. And it's a lot of fun. It's about a 2-hour class, and you'll get a meal out of it. And I hope that you'll bid on the class.
And as you can see, this meal is amazing. So let's get to the next video. Again, donate. Text adventure to 56651. That's adventure to 56651, or go to atmtc.org and donate, please. We are a little over 10,000 away from our goal of 100. So donate. Play tape.
All right, so we're gonna slice up some strawberries.
Yeah. So strawberries.
They have been washed,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna cut them to be about so big.
So you're quartering them.
Yes, but some of them are so big, the strawberries, that you have to cut them even more so, because on the fork, kind of difficult to put a big strawberry in your mouth.
So guess the size compared to the size of your mouth, I guess. So some of y'all I know could take a larger piece.
All right. You want to do this, and I'll get the next.
I will do the next.
Okay.
Okay.
Just make sure you don't have the leaves in there.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And the blueberries have already been washed. So this is, originally it was called, it's a spinach, strawberry, and feta cheese salad.
It smells delicious here just from the raw, very organic ingredients. So what's the difference between like having the feta cheese and the goat cheese in the salad? What for you?
Well, goat cheese, it's hard to put goat cheese in a salad if it's not like more liquidy,
Mm-hmm.
like you could drizzle on. And feta is harder cheese. And
So it adds the crunch that we're talking about?
no. Cheese doesn't crunch. If it crunches, throw it away.
That's a good note.
This is feta cheese, okay?
Uh-huh.
There you go.
I see that.
And I'm going to put some in a corner.
Oh, that smells so good.
Doesn't it? It's right here. Okay. And then we're going to add each ingredient just the same way we did the feta cheese.
I'm going to adjust this a little bit.
That's great. Good job. Perfect. I'm going to put the strawberries right here.
So do you need any more?
Nope.
Okay.
Eat.
Mm.
And aren't those great strawberries?
They are great. I'm gonna wash my hands.
Okay. While you were busy cutting,
Yay.
and now we're going to put our flowers in. Some of our
Flowers. Okay.
Okay.
So let's show the flowers.
The first flower I'm going to use, and by the way, I get these from a farm in San Diego area. While you were busy cutting,
Yay.
and now we're going to put our flowers in. Some of our
Flowers. Okay.
Okay.
So let's show the flowers.
The first flower I'm going to use, and by the way, I get these from a farm in San Diego area, that all they do is raise flowers in greenhouses for the culinary trade. Yeah, I'm not really good with containers. You did good. Can you do that one for me?
Of course.
These, everybody take a peek, are pea flowers, and the purple ones are bean flowers.
Bean, pea, which is interesting. Okay.
Yes. And so I'm going to put a pile here. So another thing that I learned as a child, my mother grew sweet peas, you know, the really fragrant flowers.
Mhm.
They're really delicious, and not delicious to eat, delicious to smell, because they grow a seed pod just like regular peas do. And my brother and I used to eat them all the time.
Oh.
But by the end of the day, we were sicker than dogs. And I never knew why that happened. And now I do.
Which is why.
The poison.
Oh.
And it's a good thing. I mean, nothing happens.
Well, this is actually a really great survivalist skill too, by the way.
That's right. That's right.
If, you know, when the world ends, because it will, we'll be able to eat the flowers that are growing. Or at least the ones that we're supposed to be able to eat.
Okay, so we're going to let you taste this. And you tell me what you think that is.
Oddly enough, this doesn't have a big smell. Ooh, it's like licorice.
It's fennel.
Fennel.
And
my
people
God,
are starting
fennel.
to use that in their salads a lot. So I like to put it in this beautifully decorated salad.
Like a stem is what's really, really pungent.
Yeah, I think. And I'll just put these in here. So you serve the salad with tongs. People can take a little bit of each thing that they like, and the spinach. And I use, so you could use a raspberry vinaigrette if you like. In fact, I do have one of those.
So we're going to do the raspberry.
And then you can pick it up and put it on your flowers if you want. That's perfect. And you've got a beautiful salad to serve your friends or your family. Let's see, can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yay! I miss you, Melissa. I miss being in the same, if not the same kitchen, at least the same building with you, because that was such fun times. And the care that you take in what you eat is also like representative in the care that you take with your friends, the cares that you take with all of us. So just want to say thank you. We're very lucky. We're very lucky to have you in our family. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm lucky that you have me in your family.
Mutual love. So we are in our 27th hour of our Stream-a-thon. Please donate. I believe we are in the last $11,000 to reach our 100,000 goal. So please donate. text adventure to 56651. That's adventure to 56651, or go to atmtc.org. That's atmtc.org, and donate what you can. Please, let's roll up the other video. Do you have any comments? You want to say something before we play the next video?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I want to say that and ATMTC is awesome, and we need your help. We went from being out and having classes out to pandemic and moving on to the internet, and this crew really made a great move to the internet. All the classes, dancing, anything you can imagine. And I'm so proud of all of you and what you did. So we'll need help. We still need help financially, and now's the time to do it.
Thank you. So donate and play video.
We are going to cream some broccoli because we have broccoli flowers.
Broccoli. Okay.
Okay, and
So here is the broccoli that has been. So this has been pre-prepped, right? So this is
that's already steamed.
steamed.
It's soft. And then what we do is we make the cream base, and then we put the broccoli in, and then we mush it a little more so it's not so big.
So how long is this steamed?
4 to 6 minutes.
4 to 6 minutes,
Mhm.
and then brought down to a pan and to cool, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, so now we'll make the cream tart. And I believe a little one, but I don't know what I did with it.
So just basic cream.
Yes, heavy cream. I'm not sure you know about it. It's a new product, and it is the best thing since sliced bread. Your fingers will never smell like garlic again. And it is so fresh, and it's delicious, and it lasts a long time in the refrigerator. It's called Spice World Squeeze Garlic.
Squeeze garlic.
And you're going to put a cup of this in.
Ah, I love the smell of garlic.
Okay.
So put 2
Go ahead
heaping
and put that in.
spoonfuls.
Yep.
Okay. So it squeezes just like toothpaste,
Yeah.
There you go.
And a quarter of a teaspoon of nutmeg, so just a couple little shakes.
Couple shakes.
Mhm.
Okay. Am I doing it?
Yep.
Okay. Couple shakes. Shake.
Perfect. Oh, you're good. Okay, and then we want to do
Parmesan.
2 tablespoons,
2 tablespoons.
or actually a half a cup. Here's a half.
Okay. Great. Half a cup. And then
Okay, and then we'll save some for the top. So I might just put a little pepper in that. But
sure. Ooh. I think that is the salmon.
it is. I'll check to see if it's good. All right, now we're gonna cook that for a
On
little
high.
while. No, it just can be on a low heat.
Mhm.
It's the perfect thing to stir it with.
Okay.
Now I'm watching.
Always. So I always like to turn the pot a little bit when I'm stirring, just because it allows me to have more of the liquid in the corner. But depends on you. Some people just like to keep it flat. But also it's more even heat that way if it's flat.
I'm gonna get my gloves.
Ooh,
My
because it's
mittens.
hot.
Yes.
Because it's hot, hot, hot.
And tell me when it thickens up. Okay. Yeah. Here's our beautiful salmon.
See that?
And we're gonna do something really fun with that. I I think I mentioned we have dill flowers, and they're really pretty. So we can see what they look like, and then we're going to cut just the flower part off. Here we go. So, dill flower.
Ooh,
Want to eat it?
yeah. So this is the dill flower. I think we can turn this off now. This is the dill flower. I think we can turn this off now.
Okay. Now you want to put the this in the pot. Okay.
Okay. Mmm.
Isn't that good?
Whew. It's
I
the
know.
second bite.
I know.
Wow. So I'm just pouring this evenly on here.
No, you pour that into the pot.
Oh, pour this into the pot.
Mhm. And then with a culinary scissor, don't use a regular scissor. Don't be tempted. You can cut most of the stem off and just stick the flower in. Like that.
Oh. Oh, so it actually looks like it's like growing out of the salmon.
You could put it any way you want, but I just think it's so pretty, and the fresh flowers taste so good, don't you think?
It does. Well, what I love is that you use a tiny piece of the stem to essentially
Anchor.
poke it and anchor it into the salmon. Yeah.
Now there's a masher.
Ooh, I'm mashing this.
I'm gonna mash it.
This is how they used to do it, folks, instead of that like all Purell stuff or the mashers. So I'm just mashing it everything.
Yeah, mash it down. That's a potato masher.
Uh-huh.
And you want, just enough.
Okay. Just to get it squeezed inside. Into
Yes, and you can pour it now into that container that the broccoli was in.
Mm-hmm. So let me put this back here. Back there.
And there is your beautiful salmon.
Look at that.
There you go.
Wow.
And this.
Oh, smells so good.
Yay! Hey, Melissa, that was great. I'm good. Oh my gosh, it makes me so hungry, all these segments.
I'll cook for you anytime.
I would love that.
Okay.
Is that an open offer? My wife's
Absolutely.
favorite ingredient is any meal she doesn't cook.
That's great. She's smart, actually.
So I'm excited to say, I want to talk about two things. One, I want to say that we are just under $89,000, just a touch. So we're in the final like $11,000, and we've got an hour and a half to get there. And I'm feeling it. Are you feeling it, Melissa?
I am. And we got a lot of great people out there that can help us get there.
You feeling it, Margot?
Oh yes, we got this.
See, I know if I invoke Margot's competitive spirit, she's totally going to get into this. She's going to like hit the phones when she's not on screen. Like, you got to make me get there. She
I'm
beat
not
me in mini golf just because.
I beat you what?
In mini golf, because of that competitive edge you have.
I didn't even know I was winning.
You trash talked me.
When it was over.
The-
Beat me at air hockey. Anyway, we're here to talk about Adventure Theater and
So $11,000. Text adventure to 56651. Help us get that last $11,000. As I said, we have an hour and 2 hours. We're going to 8 o'clock. I can't keep track.
2 hours. 2 hours and 19 minutes remaining.
2 hours and 19 minutes. $11,000. We can do it, team. The other thing I wanted to talk about is there are 4 items that are still a super bargain in the auction. So Tucson with airfare it's still a super bargain. It's still 50% of its value. So, you know, that's like, you want to tell us anything about that property, Melissa?
Yeah, it's special. It's my house is on a ridge top. One side is looking over the city of Tucson. You can see the lights twinkle. And the other side is just pure mountain. And there's so much spirit in those areas in Arizona. You go, you get recharged. I can't even begin to tell you how great it is out there. And you'll be flying on United Airlines, which is the safest airline right now. I've flown on it 3 times, and they are doing a great job of keeping clean and sterile. So you shouldn't be afraid of that.
Looks like a beautiful property.
Pardon me?
It looks
I'm
beautiful.
going to respond to the people on the side here. You can put them up, but I am bouncing around. I'm going to be bringing up specific ones. So if it's going to get confusing, don't do it. The second one is the vase that none of us can pronounce properly.
Pronounce it Dom.
Dom.
Like,
so can you help educate us all on what a Dom vase is and why it's so amazing?
Dom is a company in France. It's been around for a very long time. They've used over 340 different artists making their products. It's crystal glass, different colors. They have vases, small vases, large vases. They have flowers that you can put on a desk or a table. They have animals. Beautiful, beautiful animals, horses, animals from the sea. Take a look at their website. It's really incredible. But the piece that is in the auction is really special. It's retired. They don't make it anymore. So its value has gone up. And it's beautiful. It's got horses on it running around the top of the vase. And it's blue and amber colored. I'm sure you've seen it on the auction page, and I hope you'll bid, because it's really a value and it's beautiful, and it would make a great gift for somebody.
The other steal to be had is your cooking class.
Well, now you know, because you saw my cooking class. It's a lot of fun. I do a couple of different ones. When I do the roasted vegetables, I also am preparing a meal while you're all working on deciding what oils and salts you want to use on the vegetables and cooking them. And then I serve you dinner, or lunch, if you will. Both of them are great packages. They're worth a lot more than I put on there because it's expensive to put them on, and they also include wine.
Ooh, wine. Awesome. And then our perennial favorite, Costa Rica, which board member Mitchell Herman takes great pride in being the high auction item. And I think he's close, but he's still like less than 50% value right now. So if you want a super duper deal, we've got the Tucson trip, we've got the Costa Rica, we've got this cooking class, and we have the Dom vase. And for some reason, just as a total aside, there's this really heated bidding going on over the dinosaur. I think the dinosaur is the surprise hit of the auction.
That's great.
Everyone needs a good puppet.
Wait, State Delegate Corman was all about the dinosaur. Like really? Yes, it's a puppet, and he wants to impress his daughter. So,
well, Chil wants it too.
Oh, does he?
Mm-hmm. I don't know that he's been bidding, but he did say he was interested in the dinosaur.
Okay. He's probably too tired to even think about bidding.
I know. But maybe him saying that invoked a competitive spirit over the dinosaur. I don't know.
I think we're ready for our next video, Melissa. Do you want to say anything before?
I just hope that you all donate. We're so close, and we really need your help.
All right, whenever the tape is ready.
Who are tuning in, this is part of our live stream that is happening, but this is pre-recorded because we wanted to do this in beautiful sunlight over at Melissa's home. So if we haven't mentioned it, please donate to Adventure Theater. I'm sure we have the link running below, but donate to Adventure Theater. I hope that you get a chance to see all the crazy fun stuff that we've been doing for the past 65 years. So Adventure Theater has been around for 65 years. Unbelievable. So we're now waiting for, so the batter
flour
Yes.
right there.
Got it.
There's an egg right in front of the recipe.
Great. And then I put it in, I just need a
Bowl.
mixing bowl.
Use this.
Great.
There you go. I'm having problems here.
That's all right. So half a cup of sparkling water, so the batter is a half a cup of sparkling water and a cup of flour, 1 egg, and a touch of salt and pepper. Ooh. Whoa.
Sorry about that.
Okay. So now I put 2 half cups, which is a cup.
I'm gonna let you clean up. All right.
Isn't that what the chef does? Do
Yeah.
the magic and then disappear? Okay.
So my sisters and I went on a trip to Italy
Mm-hmm.
for cooking school. And we learned how to make these.
Oh. So this is off of a fun family trip.
Yeah, we also went to a pasta school. School where we learned how to make different kinds of pastas.
Mm-hmm.
And, they use different flour than we do.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now it's going to be loud for a few minutes.
So I just need a mixer. I'm like learning your kitchen.
It's all yours.
Those were roasted or stuffed zucchini blossoms. You
Yeah.
saw the blossom, and then it's stuffed with goat cheese and lemon rind.
Oh, that sounds so good. Hey, Chil.
So I was feeling a little dizzy because I've been standing for 28 hours. So
Maybe you should sit.
yeah, maybe I should. But we just have one more video after this. But so I just want to reiterate, like, as you have seen, Melissa does an amazing job with these cooking with flowers. So bid, please, please. It would be a fantastic evening. And as she says, she's adding wine. So why would you not do that? So please go to the auction item, get some wine and flowers. Wow. And if you can, donate. Adventure, text adventure to 56651. That's adventure to 56651. And bring us home. We are 3 hours away, or 2 hours and 15 minutes away. We're at our last 10,000 to make our goal of 100. Please donate whatever you can. Please donate. Please donate. Please donate. Did you want to add anything before we go to our the last, which is us eating?
I want to see the dinner, man.
Well, let's go. Let's go. We're gonna eat. So the last segment is of us eating. Take it away. Please bring up the video and take it away.
I went to Turkey once with a young girl. She graduated medical school, and I said I would take her there. And the two of us went, and we paid $200 each to go to a cooking school.
Okay.
And we went in the morning at 9 o'clock, and we learned how to make all these wonderful Turkish foods. And then at 5 o'clock, it turned into a restaurant, and we had to be the servers. So that woman who owned that business was making a lot of money off us, and off the people who ate there. I thought that was the funniest thing. It was called
that is genius.
Cooking a la Turca.
Seriously, that's brilliant.
I thought so.
Let me just check one little camera frame so that we look good. That looks good.
I need to get a knife.
Yay. Okay. Yay. So this is for the salmon.
Correct.
Would you like to do the honors?
Sure.
Master Chef? As they say, chef.
I'm going to take from this side. Actually, no, this is beautiful.
I'm ready to eat. That's all I know.
Okay.
Wow. Thank you.
And you can take anything else that you want.
I am. There's so much here.
Tell me how you like that flour.
That's the first thing. Ooh. Wow.
Yum.
Mmm.
You like it?
Mmm.
Good.
Oh, they're so good. And the pesto is so strong, but all the flour flavors are so strong, and the cheese smooths it all out.
I'm going to get myself some salad. My favorite are the bean flours. Well, if I can get them onto my plate.
Mmm.
And guess what? I'm going to let you take all of this home to your mom and dad.
We'll have to have a Mama Kong video that she eats this.
I think she'll eat it.
She'll love it. She loves this. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Good. And I want to try the broccoli.
Mmm.
How's the salmon?
Mmm. So good.
Is it? Okay.
And I bought into the big piece of dill that you're talking about, and it really is pungent. It's so good. Hand that to me when you're done.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
We need to do this more often.
I know. This is so much fun. Just need to make excuses to do that. We don't need any more excuses
No
now.
excuses.
We don't
My
need any more
door's always
excuses.
open to you, Chil.
Thank you. I do want to thank you because you have been part of this really amazing and welcoming group of people who have embraced me as the new AD here. So, I'm just honored and blessed. And thank you for sharing this time with us.
You know how lucky we are to have you? I mean, he has just made this place the best in the world. Adventure Theater. ATMTC. Chil is doing it.
Well, thank you. I'm so happy that you approve. This is such a little kind of slice of the life that we all want to create for all of us. And this bounty is presented to you with our master gardener and chef, Melissa. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, and thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you. This was so much fun. Yay! Hello, everybody. Did Melissa leave already? Oh, no. Melissa, there you are. It's gotten dark over there. I guess it is dark.
Yeah, it has.
So we are closing out the 27th hour.
Wow.
We'll be heading on to our last 2 hours. I want to thank everyone who has been watching us. We have 2 more hours to get our last 10K. So please donate if you can. I'm going to start texting people. So look out for it. I'm going to start personally texting folks. So look out as I say, please donate if you can. If you haven't had a chance to. So look for those texts in between some of the stuff that we're doing now. Melissa, thank you again for spending this time with us. And this was so much fun. And it's not even close to like all the video footage that I have of you and all the cooking that you've had.
I loved it, and I will do it anytime you want me to.
And I'll do it for you anytime you want it to. So
All right, that's a deal.
Yeah, so I know that you have a couple that you want to do, so I'm here for you, Melissa. And as you can see, it's fairly easy set up. It's actually fairly easy edit as well for me. So whatever you need, I will be there for you. Thank you again, Melissa, for all of your help. Let's do one last push. If you would like to do the honors.
I will. I hope that you all consider seriously bidding on one of the auction items. My house is wonderful, and I'm so happy to do that. The pearl earrings and the pearl necklace have been handmade by a friend of mine, Deepika Prasad, who has Yuki pearls. They're fabulous. They're the highest quality. They're really special. Let's see what else. Oh, and then the car care kit. Oh, that is so great. It has $300 worth of gas. It has a $50 lube gift certificate, and let's see what else. Car washes for a year.
Oh my goodness, I didn't even know that. That's fantastic. I got to get myself on that.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah. And don't forget, Cooking with Melissa. That's also on the auction. So please sign up and get yourself onto that auction. She's bringing wine, folks. She's bringing wine. That alone. Besides all the amazing cooking that she's doing, please donate. We will say goodbye for now. We're handing off to the next 2-hour block, our last 2-hour block. Please donate. Adventure to 56651. That's adventure to 56651, or go to atmtc.org. Love you. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.